Hello and welcome back to another video, and where today I am pushing myself to do a really big and difficult challenge. So just before I explain what I'm doing here, Planet Coaster or Frontier, whatever you want to call it, have released a new DLC. Which is not expensive whatsoever. It's only £7.99, something like that, and you get 2 new roller coaster models and a flat ride. And one of those models is a Mack Extreme spinning coaster, as you can see on the screen now. And I thought to myself this morning, as I was taking a shower, I thought to myself, you know what? Since we've got these new roller coaster types, and obviously this Extreme spinning coaster includes an LSM launch, I was like, why not try and recreate the Ride to Happiness? And oh my god, that idea, it was like a massive light bulb in my head. I was so excited to do it. I was so excited to film this video. And in this video, what you can expect is just the coaster aspect of it in the first half, not the first half, in this video I mean. I'm still unsure yet if I want to carry on as a series, so say like building the station facade and you know, the scenery around it. I might do. I'll see how how weird the architecture is, because off the top of my head I think it is pretty complex, and a lot of you know I'm not the best at building. So we'll see. No promises though, no promises. Talking about the update, not talking about the update, talking about the DLC, there was also an update where they have now added in offload and onload stations. So this coaster model here does feature this as well, but obviously Ride to Happiness does not have that, I don't think anyway. So what I'm hoping to do is to do a stealth recreation, like the full area, so the Amity Plaza and everything. I might even go onto the fact to do the, I'm not sure what it's called, but the teacups ride. That thing went through so much branding, I don't know what it is. I think it's double now. Is it double? I don't know. Tell me down in the comments. But yeah, I'm hoping to do a stealth recreation, because that would be pretty cool. And now we've got the offload stations, I think it's gonna, you know, be a lot more fun and a lot more realistic. So, as you can see on the screen right now, I've done the first element where you launch up into like a outer bank dip thing into a big drop. I'm not sure what it's called, but that took a few goes. And then I don't know what this element is called. I want to say a banana roll. It probably is not, but that is what comes to mind when I look at this element on Ride to Happiness. This took me so long to do, just because the profiling is really whack. And, you know, I did try, as you can see, try to see some presets if maybe they had the roll, but they didn't. So I just had a picture of what it was, and I really tried my best with this. And I'm not claiming it as it's one-to-one perfect. It's not quite there, but it does the job. The shape is there, it just needs a little bit more forming. This is not the final product, as you can see. As you can see, I'm just kind of like molding it into shape, because it comes out a little bit more, but you know, it took a long time to do. And you know, that's what Planet Coaster is. There's a lot of trial and error. You gotta have a lot of patience with this game. Otherwise, you know, you're not gonna get better. But yeah, I think I lifted this bit up here, and yeah, that's it. And then this was like the final product. I think in real life this took me about 25 minutes to do, just like this bit here, just because it was just so long. But yeah, no, it's not the best. I know what it needs to do, but I can't describe it right. I don't think it should go as like out as much, more as up. But unfortunately, you can't really do that because otherwise it will valley itself. So it's kind of a little bit more slanted. And as you can see here, I'm adding in a loop, and it's not the generical loop that you get, the I think it's called like a vertical loop. So basically, the two difference is between this loop I'm building here and a vertical loop is it's more of a oval shape within a vertical loop. So you kind of go up, and then at the top you bank on yourself really tightly. Whereas you can see with this one, this loop is more of like a circle, or the letter O. I don't know what this version's called. I apologize. It's been a while since I've said all these elements, terminologies, and stuff like that. But it turned out really well. In Planet Coaster 1, I was never good at building those types whatsoever. I don't know why. Planet Coaster 2 is probably just because it's a lot easier. But yeah, here we go into I think this might be either a heartline roll or like a weirdly travelled corkscrew. Now, let me know in the comments what this is. Or if you know what all of them are without searching up on Google, because that's cheating. Then I will pin your comment. There you go. If you can tell me all the elements here, I'll fact check it as well. So if you go, oh yeah, it's our top hat, then obviously not. Come to think of it, I think the banana roll is actually the last element. I'm not really sure. But yes, anyway, we are coming into the second launch here. I did have to look up how fast Ride to Happiness is, because I'm yet to ride it. I'm actually yet to go to Plopsalanderpan. That's a really funny name, Plopsalanderpan. I do really want to go there. Hopefully, maybe next year I can save up enough money, because I live the south of the UK, so it's right next to the Eurotunnel, so I can easily, you know, just like get an Uber from there or something like that and find a cheap B&B, because it's not far from the sea, or whatever you want to call it, the train station for the Eurotunnel. Because a lot of people like Jack Silkstone, a lot of these big YouTubers, they go out there. And they go for like road trips. I know Arch Nemesis, I think last year, went there to prove the point that there's no such thing as closed season, and I do like how he's done that. Considering I think Plopsalanderpan's a 365 park, like the Disneyland parks, which we need some of, like in the UK. It would be definitely good to see a Merlin park like that, but the downside of a 365 park is that obviously they have to do their maintenance, and you'd probably get a really unhappy customers if it was a 365 park. But anyway, enough fantasizing. I started this bit here. This might be the banana roll, I have no idea. I started this way, like was going banking the wrong way, stupidly, and this took me a couple goes. Because I always think it's, when you're making recreations like this, I think it's also really good to start backwards, if that makes sense. So instead of starting forwards in the traditional way, instead of you work backwards, so from the brake run, because it's a lot easier to line it up, and it's very easy to completely mess it up as well. As I am going to demonstrate here, I did mess up big time. With that weird element, I don't know what it's called, I'm not going to tell you. And the airtime hill launch, I also messed up. And I think in the overall product, maybe the launch is a bit steep for how fast it goes. I think it's 56, the second launch. The first one, possibly 55. I think, anyway. It probably is. Here's what I mean by it doesn't all link up together. As you can see, that airtime hills that I've done needs to be going through that weird element that I still can't tell you. I really should know. It'll make my life easier for you to explain this to you guys. So what I do is I kind of like bring it back a bit. As you can see, I'm still using like the previous track as a placeholder. And don't worry, that launch is really steep, I know. It does get changed. Yeah, so I'm just using it as a placeholder. And I do this for like a couple goes. Maybe 3 times I think I do this in total. Just because, you know, obviously it's it's hard when you're doing these types of recreations, when you're not doing that simple trick. Well, it's not really simple, it's quite a tedious job, but if you use the screens, so I used to do this a lot in Planet Coaster 1, but if you use the screens, in-game screens, and upload files, and you kind of like chop it up on Photoshop, and you kind of piece it together like a jigsaw puzzle, then it'll be a one-to-one recreation, but you have to do some stuff in Photoshop if you guys aren't familiar with that. I don't really do that anymore. I never classed it as cheating, but I think I just prefer doing it a raw, traditional way of, you know, doing it either from memory or from a POV. Shout out to Sean Sandbrook. I was watching his POV, and if anyone says that's cheating, you're wrong. So I do admit this part here is a little bit wrong. Speaking of wronging stuff, wronging. Those two bunny hills need to be more towards the track. It's going to be very hard to describe when I'm not looking at it, unfortunately. But where the track dips down from that weird element, it needs to be more towards that. But it needs to be less in the middle. It's more to the side. But it's okay for now. You know, it does the job. It's the purpose. And sure, I wanted it to be a recreation, but maybe not so one-to-one because I'm not that high-level skilled at making these types of coasters. And especially this is my first time. And I thought in one of my videos where I recreated the Smiler, I thought that I did very well in that, considering that was my first time ever recreating that. And same goes for this as well, because obviously we never had a Mack Extreme spinning coaster in Planet Coaster whatsoever. We did have the, what's it called? Just the generic family one, the spinning coaster, but I never had the mod where you could like have pieces of the track that wouldn't exist on the ride itself. Such as like you could add LSM launches to it. I never had that. I never understood how to add those types of mods to it, and I thought it'd just be best to wait until the second game came out, because we all knew this was going to be a new game. We all knew that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this long. As you can see there, I was just adding in the colours. It took me a few goes to get them perfect. But yeah, without further ado, if you did like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to do two POVs. The first one's going to be the normal front row seat, and the next one will be the track view. So thank you guys so much for getting this far in the video. I hope you guys did enjoy very much. And let me know in the comments if you do want to see either or both, let's say, me doing a stealth recreation or carrying this recreation on by doing the theming and stuff. Because I'd love to do it, but anyway, enough waffling. Enough waffling. I hope you guys enjoy the POV and have a great week. Bye bye.